Our Minecraft server is provided by Servercraft, offering reliability, support, and performance. Get your own server from servercraft.co.
This episode is sponsored by PHE Gaming, PHE Gaming, who says,
"Missed last week due to explosive poop blocks, IRL."
And from Seagon, who says,
"Beware the shovel."
From Uber Hobo, who says, "Is Bucket out yet?" And Stuart and Sims863, who says,
"Thanks for Brent for helping me get on the server, finally."
MWill945, who says,
"Giant sheep for president."
And No Sura, who says, No Sura, No Sura, No Sura,
One of those.
who says, hello, hello, hello.
Can't sleep, gotta build. There's a ground that needs to be drilled, and all I wanna do is dig.
From the Dead Workers Party, a podcast about all things Minecraft. Enjoy your stay in the Shaft.
The Shaft, episode 19, recorded on February 6th, 2011. I'm Brent Copeland.
I am Wes Wilson.
And I'm Eric Fullerton. And today we don't have a guest. In fact, today we're going to just do your emails. We're going to catch up on this massive list of stuff that you guys have contributed.
We have a guest. It's just everybody. Everybody is the guest today.
You're our guest today.
You and you and you.
So we're going to go ahead and do this here. And we're going to really do it now.
Excavation station.
Yeah, that's right. We are skipping our journey, going straight to the excavation station. And first up here, we have many calls from you, our listener.
And
first
stuff.
up, give me 1 second. Brent, how's your day?
My day's great.
Push the button, Frank.
That's great to hear, Brent.
So, well, here, let me say, we got one here from Said840, who says he wants cold biomes to cause damage. Torches and warm clothes could keep you warm and safe.
Yeah, that's not bad. Hostile environments.
A reason for, to do stuff there.
Yeah, and maybe certain kinds of mobs will take damage if they're in those biomes.
Desert biomes.
But other kinds will thrive.
Yeah. Or you could go into the Sims kind of feel, like a desert biome makes you thirsty, so you have to drink or something, or else you start taking damage.
Yeah, and I'd love if the the animals in there change to different animals. The chickens could be penguins.
Yeah.
Nice.
The sheep could be walruses.
Yeah,
or
zombies in the desert could be mummies.
Hey.
The creepers could be big polar bears.
Yeah.
You went too far with that one, Brent.
Polar bears.
Sorry.
Explosive polar bears.
Explosive.
With the explosive poop.
I knew that was coming out sometime.
I'm not happy with where that went.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's get to our first call.
Hey Shaft, it's F-35 Man here again with some stuff for Excavation Station. Most of it's expanding on what you guys have talked about. Male animals. For cows, you can't get milk, but baby cows appear. But if you attack a female, it would come for you. If you attack it, it may not come for you, but it would come for you if you attack its wife. Pigs would give you 3 pork chops and would be very aggressive. Chickens would, if there's a male chicken around, the females would lay a lot more eggs. And then sheep, kind of like bighorn sheep, they would drop horns, and they could jump, they could kind of climb walls and jump. And then for wood, because there's the new trees, I think that everything should have different properties. So like birch would be better for boats, or somewhere along those lines. And then guns, just another thing to shoot. But it would be crafted with a sulfur and an iron ingot, and it would be like a one-shot kill for most of them. So trying to keep it as short as I can. So love the show. Bye.
Now, I do want to clarify something. Like cows are female.
Yeah.
Bulls are male.
Yes.
So you can always. Now, one thing I do wish they did with cows and other animals at night is I wish they slept.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they can go out and do some cow tipping.
But I do think that having male and female for breeding purposes wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, and have a bull
Yeah.
out there.
And maybe like
Crossbreed them with creepers.
I don't want this is not going to a good place.
Half cow, half creeper. And then he mentioned guns. I think guns is cool. Another projectile weapon other than the arrow, bow and arrow. That's cool.
I don't know. It seems
I like
like
the
it'd be too.
I like the slingshot though. It's a little more friendly and more Minecrafty than a gun. You know.
Yeah.
So I do think if you somehow crossbred a cow with a creeper, it would be very creepy to see a cow walking on two legs, like creeping around trees. And stuff.
Nice.
Creepers have 4 legs.
That's
Yeah,
true.
4 weird little blocks. Yeah.
That's the creeper noise when it walks.
They're very like off kilter. Like their balance center
Yeah.
point just seems weird. Like they would just tip over real easy, but they don't.
Yeah.
And I like what Dan's 409 says: cow plus creeper equals instant ground beef. That's okay.
Nice. Let's see. We have one here, and it goes like this.
Hi, this is TP's Tiger. This is for the excavation station, I think. If I have the wrong number, then disregard this. I had a real simple idea. I don't know if you guys or anybody else said it, but I was watching the video with Paul Soares Jr., and you guys were talking about mass transit, and I really think that is a big issue. But the thing I was thinking of is just being able to connect minecarts together, because I think that would make the steam engine a lot more useful, because then you could connect it to the front of a train of minecarts, and you could easily put coal into the steam engine, and it would pull you in the direction that it's going. I've tried to use the steam engine to kind of propel me on a cart, and it's a nightmare to set up. You have to like drop it. You have to put the coal in the direction you want it to go. Like you have to be facing the direction you want that cart to go. So you'd have to put the coal in, and it's just a mess. So I'd rather have it so you can put it on the front of your minecart and have it pull you along like a train. That would be really, really awesome. Just if there was a way to link carts together, that would be great. And that would kind of solve the mass transit issue and make steam engines a lot more useful. They wouldn't go as fast, and, you know, they wouldn't really need boosters, but I think it would be pretty cool. You just pop, like, 64 coal in it, and also you need to be able to turn it on and off. I think that's essential, too. Instead of just having it burn out your coal, you need to be able to turn it on and off and have it go where you want it to go. Then you can make change around stations, like, you know, just tracks that rotate and just make like a real like train station or something. It'd be epic. So yeah. I just started watching your show. I like what I've seen so far. Keep it up. See you later.
As I said last episode, I think this is a big deal and it needs to happen. This is very high on the West
transit.
Wants priority list.
Yeah, what if we had a high-speed tram?
I got a phone call. Oh, hey, Mark. Yeah. You really? Oh, cool. Sweet. Oh, yeah. No, the wife's doing good. Yeah. I hope y'all are having fun on vacation. Okay. Well, we're on the show, so hey, Notch says hi, everyone. Okay.
Nice.
He also says that it's in the next patch.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Sweet.
It's coming.
Thanks,
It's coming.
Mr. Pearson,
Yeah.
on that. Yeah. I think high-speed trams that can travel faster than regular carts
Yeah.
would be pretty epic.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Next up, here we go. Right here.
This is Portopotamus. I wanted to leave a suggestion for excavation station. It's not really a suggestion, but so that Minecraft would go to console, and the triggers would be like how to destroy and plant things. And that would be that. And I had a really strange happening this week. I was in the lava. I was like digging down and I got reached lava and then I died because I was sinking right below me. So I reached lava, died, then I spawned and then all the trees around me were on fire and I was on single player, so I was wondering what was up. And yeah, that's what my suggestion was.
That was very rambly.
I have the coolest mug, by the way.
You do.
Oh, nice. My digger mug.
I saw this today on the way, and I just had to get it.
Sweet.
So anyway,
Digga.
So what was the first part? Minecraft going to console, like an Xbox or PlayStation?
Yeah. I don't see a reason why I couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's you don't get to have the comfort of a mouse. You got to use your thumbs, but people like that.
man,
Yeah.
get that Wii remote, get that Kinect working on it.
Oh, yeah.
And then we can see a bunch of plastic tools. You'll have like the plastic shovel that you put your Wii remote into and act like you're digging.
Oh, God.
And plastic. Anyway, so yeah, I'm all
But
for it.
The fishing
Yeah.
pole.
I mean, this could actually be like a Xbox Live arcade game, right? Probably. I mean, it's not, published by EA or something. It's not big. And I don't see it really going to stores, or else it'd be like a $60 game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play it on a console if it came out on a console, but that's just
Well, maybe
me.
if they just did it through the marketplace, and sold
Yeah.
it for whatever it
Digital
is,
download.
1,500 points or whatever the points go for.
Oh yeah,
Like-
I mean, I would get it to see, and so I could talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
But I can't play Call of Duty. I can't play a first-person shooter with thumbs. I gotta have a mouse.
Yeah.
And that's
I don't like shooters with those either. By the way, did you hear 1.2 million copies this week?
man.
Wow.
1.2 million Minecraft million.
That's potential listeners too.
Yeah. 1.2 million potential listeners to the show.
Insane.
So,
And yeah, if you feel like you haven't paid enough because Minecraft is so awesome, then you can always just throw us a money. Anyway, so we got another caller here.
Right, yeah.
Interesting one too.
Hi. This is Erdebius with an idea for the excavation station. I have an idea for a new mob. It would be a type of hostile morning time mob, like you would find them just out and about with the cows and the pigs. It could be like a bear, or in the mountains, a mountain lion of sorts, or something like that. And it would act like a monster if it sees you, or if you get close enough to it, it would just go after you and attack you. And maybe it could also go after just animals, and it would kill those things too. So yeah, that's my idea. Thanks. Bye.
I think daytime mobs are kind of a bad idea. I think that because you got that whole I have one day to get safe thing.
Yeah, you need a little peace and quiet to get work done.
And what do y'all think though if made them a little more territorial? Like they don't actively go out and seek you like creepers do, but where if you wandered into their like territory, their little home area, like maybe some lions and a pride around an area, and if they're sleeping during the day and you go and mess with them, they'll come and eat you.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Or dogs that mark their territory.
Yeah,
just kind of pee all over the place, and it's if you go
pee blocks.
within whatever distance of a peed area, then a dog will attack you.
Something like that.
Yeah,
or if there's a cave with a polar bear in it.
I do like the bear idea though. I think bears wouldn't be bad, but
I like
maybe
bears.
they're in caves.
Well, because I agree with you too, Wes. Though I like the daytime. I like the semi safety.
Yeah,
and I'd almost like creepers to be a little more rare, like during the day. Like I don't know.
I feel like they are.
Well, during the morning, when I would go up on my platform at night, mobs don't spawn within 24 blocks of you. Okay, and so but the sands all around my platform would spawn mobs, and I would watch, and then the sun would come up, and all the skeletons and the zombies would catch on fire. Okay, but the spiders and the creepers would stick around, and for a while, and I had to go out and fight creepers to go and start my day. And I'm not sure
yeah.
I like that. I'm not sure I like it.
It's like part of your morning routine.
Yeah.
All right. Another call.
Hi guys, it's Mr. Wasabi 12 here. Yeah, my voice is kind of high because I'm only 12. Anyways, I have this great idea for excavation station, a quest-based thing in single player to make it more fun. And you could put in multiplayer if you want, like if the server was turned on, but like you could turn it off and on if you wanted. Anyways, thanks. Love the pod thingy. Anyways, I'll shut up now. Bye.
Pod thingy.
I like this accent. Hey, take a walk in the park. Walk in the dog.
I think that quests would work well with the ruins idea. Like maybe you find, the idea of past civilizations, and maybe you find something, and you've got to find more of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like how archaeology works in WoW, maybe something like that.
Right. Yeah, quests. The quest. I like it. I don't know why I'm for a loss of words. I'm trying to think of different scenarios of why you'd be on quest, but I think as a whole, it gives more purpose to the game.
Yeah.
It makes group adventures more fun. You get a group of people to do stuff.
And maybe it's a different mode. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's not just,
something you can turn on and off.
And we'll have stuff like that once Bucket's up, because there are bunches of plugins that'll do stuff like that.
Yeah.
We actually had one on for a little bit right before we went kaboomy that we were working on to do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and mod support, being able to create quests on the fly and stuff like that would be cool.
I think it would be neat to have like a questing thing where like you're going through rooms and like a quiz show. Like you have to go and there'll be a question and you have to answer the question, and then
like who goes there?
Yeah.
Like a guy on the bridge asking questions. Yeah. That'd be sweet. Little Monty Python style. Awesome. All right, we are chugging right along.
Hey guys, I'm Debater Raider, and my idea for Minecraft was to have it so, say, in place of pants, you could have a sword, and to use your sword, you hit E. So it's like a quick switch to your weapons, and like for your bow, you could put it on your back in place of like a chest plate. So you'd lose defense with your armor and stuff, but you could quick switch to your sword really quickly, because I get scared a lot, and I always want to quickly switch to my sword, and I always fail. So to have like an E button would be really good. So that's my idea.
Excellent idea.
Quick switch.
I'm confused. I mean, to me, I always have my sword on number 4, and that seems like the quick switch to me.
Yeah, hit 4. Yeah.
Well, what about just a key though, like Q or E or something? That it just quick switches back to the whatever previous one you had. So if you have a roller ball, like if you're rolling with your mouse wheel, it's not useful because it'll always switch the one that's either before or right after, right? Because you're rolling to it. So in that instance, kind of corny. But if you're a number touching kind of person, then I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a tiny feature that you might as well throw it in. Maybe you'd use it, maybe not.
Well, it would be good for like if you're digging, you put your pick and your shovel on quick switch, and then as you're going and you're running the dirt, you just hit Q.
That'd be nice. Yeah. Little tool switchage.
But
I food real quick if you need to eat food. I don't know.
But I always have one is my pickaxe, 2 is my axe, 3's my shovel, 4's my sword, and 9's my torches.
I no longer use swords. I have my bow as one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Of course, I'm a cheating admin, so I've got 500 arrows in my inventory at all times. And I'm just launching those things like crazy.
Like a machine gun?
Yeah.
Like a boss.
But hey, I protect people too. Like I was up in the compound looking over and I saw some guy kind of walking around. There's a creeper just creeping up on him. So I said, kill the creeper.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it. So you're welcome, whoever you were.
It's late. I told you I idle and spawn a lot. And I'll be sitting there idling, and I found that periodically a mob will show up. So I'll idle with my sword. right? Because I want to be able to come back in, hit enter to get out of talk mode and instantly start fighting whatever's there that I hear the noise of.
Yeah.
The problem is sometimes people will be getting chased by like creepers and stuff, and they will run to me because they see a guy standing there in armor with a diamond sword. And so they'll bring the creeper to me to kill it. And I'm just sitting there idling,
And there goes, that was like Eagle logged in the other day, and I was sitting there and he was just talking to me, and we're, looking face to face at each other because, that's what you do when you talk and chat in Minecraft. And all of a sudden, like down the road, I see this creeper like doing the creepy thing where he like kind of comes out and kind of looks at you like, I'm thinking about coming and blow you up. And then and so it was just funny just sitting there talking to him. He has no clue there's a creeper just like going in and out. And finally I'm like, okay, Eagle, turn around.
Nice.
I actually, the one guy recently, like I was idling and I was watching Veronica Mars or something, and I had the screen up, and I saw a creeper stuck on one of the light poles. Like he was running, but he was at a light pole, like 4 blocks away from me, and I'm like, and so I'm going back over to the window and I'm hitting enter, and I'm about to run over and start attacking it. And the guy who was running from it, like finally the creeper got off of it, and then he starts running, like he starts doing circles around me with this creeper in tow. And so I fought it, and it blew up, and it blew up the pole, and I had to repair a bunch of spawn stuff. And I'm like, why did you do that? You had a creeper chasing you. Run away. And I made him mad, and he rage quit.
Oh, talk about rage quitting. Here we have a call in from some guy or girl. I'm pretty sure.
Hello, DWPN. This is Dakin, and I had an idea I'd like to put up for the excavation station. I want sharks involved in the game, just water creeps that are hostile. I would be the first water creep that's hostile after the squid was just introduced. I think it'd be awesome, but also at the same time, I want fire extinguishers that you could mount on a boat or just carry with you that you could throw into the water, and then like when the shark came up and bit it thinking it was something to bite, you could shoot it with an arrow and it would explode. Like in Jaws. It'd be awesome. And that's all I got, so keep doing what you do. I love watching the Shaft.
Awesome. Sharks, baby.
So I want Jaws in Minecraft. That's what he said.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, hostile water creatures, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, I'm all for sharks.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we can, pen them up.
Keep them at bay.
As long as we can pin them up and then jump them with ski boats.
Or jumping the shark. Nice. Or like string them up and keep them, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what you do, right? You string them up by their tail.
Yeah.
And then you start scraping away at them for meat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little graphic and gross, I guess, but I don't know. Visually, I think that'd be kind of cool to come up on a camp and there's like a bunch of sharks strung up on wooden poles or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's cool. I like, blowing them up as well. That's fun.
Yeah. I do like the idea. Yoba Libre said whales. And I think whales would be cool too. Just really giant.
White whales, holy grails.
Water mobs. Maybe they do whale song.
Loch Ness monsters.
Ooh. That would be cool.
Yeah. That drop records.
Yeah.
And maybe we could get some sharks with frickin' laser beams.
Yeah.
Freaking heads.
Oh, there was a mod. Did you see this mod?
Yeah, the guy shooting the lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Daddy, we do not want that on the server. Because it was a grief for heaven. There's I actually had a lost chunk the other day where it was looking down off our stuff into the water, and there were like 10 to 15 squids just all like going in and out of this like chunk. It was just crazy looking.
Creepy.
Anyway.
Creepy squids.
Creeper, scritters. All right, another one coming at ya.
Guys, love the podcast. I had a suggestion for the whole excavation station thing. What if the inventory had sortable areas that you could then enter these sortable areas into your chest so that you could put in only certain areas. So that way it would make putting in large amounts of stuff way easier. Yeah, and you maybe others sortable by A, B, C, alphabetical. I don't know. But anyways, thanks. See you later on the Shacklands. I've just registered, so thanks. Bye.
Sortable.
That was something I brought up was, being able to organize things. Say, I only want cobblestone to go into this space. I only want,
Yeah, or column. Like, I use Arc Inventory, an add-on for World of Warcraft, and it does exactly that. You can tell it what columns to automatically put stuff into. So you could put food in an area, weapons, buildable materials, things that are not buildable like dyes and things like that. Anyway, I can't play WoW anymore without this add-on because I've used it for years. And I constantly wish there was something like that in this game, but it doesn't feel like something that should come with Minecraft. It feels very much like a popular add-on after the API is released, you know?
And speaking of inventory, there's something that I know we mentioned on earlier episodes that's changed in patches that I don't remember us ever coming back and expressly saying it. But the 4-box for your craftables.
Yeah.
Well, now it spits everything out if you put it in there. So you can't use that as extra inventory anymore.
Yeah.
So just don't do that.
Stupid.
But
stupid.
I also wish there was maybe something where you could set I don't know how you do it, a bunch of check boxes of I don't want this item. So
never pick up something?
Don't pick up this anymore. Just leave it to rot or whatever, something like that. Or maybe if there was a tool you could use to dig, and this may be cool, a faster digging implement that didn't leave anything.
Yeah.
So say you just wanted to dig really fast, you use the the drill or whatever, and it just destroys it.
That's good. I like that one.
That's good. Excellent. Looks like we got more sea creatures.
Hey, Shaft. It's F-35 Man, also known as Minecraft Man. I had a suggestion for excavation station, and this is that along with you guys have been talking about the ocean mobs, and I kind of thought about this is, one, you make shores so it kind of spreads out in waves, and in the shallows are stingrays that are kind of the creepers of the sea. You don't see them coming, and the only way to avoid them is to crouch by holding shift, and they won't sting you. And then the dolphins or any other kind of fish, and you just throw a saddle on them. Thanks guys. Hope this gets mentioned. Bye.
And just some, real life tips for you. If your drunk uncle wants you to fish late at night and try to get stingrays, don't do it because you'll get eaten by a shark. Right, that happens a lot, reference? Right? No, anyway. Yeah, so I don't need any more creatures that are going to kill me like creepers. I think one creeper is enough. I don't want any more. The sea is kind of like my home away from creepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the creeper of the sea. That's awesome. It's like tuna, chicken of the sea.
I kind of like that if you ever need to get away from stuff, you can sort of run in the water and it'll slow everything down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Although it does kind of creep me out when I see creepers floating outside of spawn. They'll kind of hang out outside the seawall and their little heads are bobbing up over the wall.
Yeah.
They're going.
Stingrays, that would be a cool animal. I just don't know if I'd want it to be like a creeper, right?
Yeah. If it poisoned you, though, like a damage over time mechanic. So you're poisoned. And maybe in the desert biomes also scorpions would do this too, but they would give you a poison.
Yeah.
And you got to hurry up and get whatever antidote or whatever food before you're dead.
Flowers.
That'd be fun.
Let's go away from stingrays and go to manta rays. You go out in the ocean and find big manta rays that you throw a lasso around and you start using it as a mount.
Oh, nice.
Going really fast.
Yeah, like
flying in the air. The flying manta ray with freaking laser beams.
We got another call. This one looks very quality, so check it out.
Hey guys, it's Fitness Edward here. I recently called about something else for Excavation Station and Excavation Station again. I think well, I support the idea for toilet pee and poo from one of the recent episodes, because that's awesome. It'd be like there could be a hardcore mode where you have to do that, like from Fallout and stuff. Yeah.
Is he going to flush the
Was
toilet?
that it? I was waiting for an ender there, but
Yeah.
He just left his mic off and ran off.
Pee and poo are awesome.
awesome.
Super awesome.
A
They are.
toilet to collect them all.
I am not. I don't think we need a toilet.
Yeah, that's kind of a little
I don't think we need
gross.
Now, if he does institute poop blocks, do you think he'll add like different consistency poop blocks
No.
and different color?
to. No.
Like if you're not eating the right stuff, it'll be a green poop block.
I don't know.
If you eat the wrong stuff, it may have little worms in it, and then they act like creepers and blow up on you like explosive diarrhea.
Let's take this next call.
Hey, Chapters. It's Michael, a.k.a. Sabrius, and I had a quick little thing for Excavation Station. I sent an email about this, but I kind of wanted to see a wagon. I know that they have, like, mine carts that could carry your objects and stuff, but I think that there should be, like, a wooden wagon. Made the same way as you would make a wagon, or a mine cart. And then you would also have to make a handle, and that would be a stick at the bottom of the workbench, and then a stick in the middle, and then 3 across the top, so it would make a T. Once you have the handle and you have the wooden minecart, then you can go ahead and put the handle either above the minecart in the workbench or next to it, and then you'd be able to have a wagon, and then whether or not you could, you'd have to put a chest in it would be notches up to notch. But I think that this would be a nice little way to be able to carry more than just your inventory, maybe your entire, like, chest inventory, so you can take it from base to base or whatnot. I really see it more as a single player, world use. But I think you could use them on servers. It would be pretty handy so that you can carry all your just refined wood and whatnot all the way from your house all the way to the giant plane that I saw that you had built on your server. Anyway, I think this would make it a little bit easier. Sorry, I was kind of stumbling. I love the shaft. Talk to all you guys later. Bye.
That's what she said.
He's a rambling man.
So that feels kind of like the old West or something. Like you get your wagon and you put a couple chests on there. You're ready to move out, take the long journey to maybe another biome or something to set up your new little encampment or house or whatever. I think that's cool. That's kind of almost like mass transit, but you're, just transporting a chest without the... Well, I mean, you can do that with a cart, but I guess a wagon doesn't need tracks. It's like a mount, right?
Yeah.
A mount with storage.
So now you need horses too, right? Something like that.
Yeah, or dogs.
Pull.
Dog sledding or something.
Ooh, dog sledding in biomes.
Yeah. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Should we move on to the next one?
Did y'all hear a duck in that one?
We did, yeah. I heard a duck quacking.
I kind of lost, concentration after was he, I don't know, is he strangling a duck or is he, hiding it in a box? Well, what would you imagine he was doing with the duck?
I think the duck was, maybe he stepped on a duck by accident and the duck was lashing out.
And it went
out of anger. Yeah, could be. I mean, that's what always happens when I step on ducks.
I don't know what's going on.
My brain went on this tangent because it kind of started making me think of just old miner days and stuff, and maybe if mines why don't we have more cave-ins in mines? Maybe you'd have to do woods to erect wooden beams and stuff to keep it from falling in, and so it made it tougher to mine. It made it a little more than just digging into an area, but you yielded better stuff. Like you found more stuff. Like he upped the amount of diamonds and gold and stuff you found, but it was more. It basically condenses the size of the area you have to mine. Instead of mining a huge mountain to find this crap, you mine a smaller area, but it just takes more time into what you're mining. But then you can tell the difference besides a cave and someone who's actually mining an area because he's set up like mine shaft, right?
Yeah. And what does that have
going too much?
What does that have to do with a duck?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
It's funny, like in the chat room, Louis00333 says the duck was controlling him and telling him what to say.
At like gunpoint?
Yeah. At bill point?
He went quack quack.
Should have paid his bills. Oh, okay. So we got another one here.
Hey guys, it's Phoenix Rapper. I got something for Excavation Station. I was thinking we should have 2 different types of werewolves. Like, normal werewolves that are, like, friendly to you or something, and, like, blood werewolves or some kind of evil werewolf that would kill you in only a couple of hits. And they're very dangerous. That's pretty much all I got. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Okay, sir, you're going to need a life lesson right now from us. This is going to save your life. I'm just telling you this right now. There is no such thing as a good werewolf.
Yes.
If you meet a werewolf, he's going to kill you or try to.
Yes.
He's always bad.
So just keep that in mind next time you're running around Transylvania and you see a werewolf. Don't worry about what color his eyes are. He's going to try to kill you.
Yes.
And you know, if you really dig werewolves, if you check out Mo Creatures, the werewolf is one of the creatures. It starts off as a human, like an NPC guy, and then he starts shaking and poof, and then he turns it and he runs at you on all fours. It's really creepy. But apparently you can kill it really easily with gold swords. It has to be gold. Kind of cool.
Making all this up?
No. I didn't actually install this, but I looked at it, read I watched the video
Creatures?
too. Yeah, Mo Creatures, yeah. But I thought it was cool that they added the gold thing in there because it's like, why else would you have a gold sword? So it kind of gives it purpose.
Yeah.
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 You know what else gives that old iPad over there a purpose?
I know, I love segues though, but what?
Call-ins.
Nice.
And I think we have a call-in right now that's going to talk about wings. And we all love the guy from the
I
Beatles.
was just dropping something off for Excavation Station. I was thinking maybe get some feathers and make wings, and maybe you could glide off a mountain or something. Just wondering. Yep. Bye.
We've discussed this. Who brought this up? Was this this was Sartori, wasn't it?
Oh,
Possibly.
Satori. Hang gliders. We're talking about
The wings.
Was that her suggestion?
Or was it? Or was it
We've had
Bitburner?
wings a few times, I think.
I think just being
And
able to
different gliders,
fly,
hang gliders,
airplanes,
wings, headdresses.
It was.
No one said anything about headdresses yet.
All right.
You need a headdress so you can be the chief.
Yeah.
And then peace pipes and hide buildings, like being able to pull hides onto frames and make
giant
houses out of them
hawks for mass transportation.
Yes, because I'm on a hawk.
Yeah, you can put 4 people on the wings,
hawk.
2 per wing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take a good look at this mother. Bleep. Hawk. Where are we going? We're going to Sean.
Sean? You mean said 840?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're going to Sean.
We're going to Sean.
Yeah.
Right. He says he wants villages could spawn as friendly or hostile. If friendly, you could get them to protect you while mining. Now, that is actually something I've heard Notch say a couple times in different streams and different outlets. He has been wanting to put NPC villages in there. But there's really no details what that really means.
I think he keeps getting stuck when he gets stuck on calling them the village people. And then he just goes down to a rat hole and can't think any further.
That's why we
the
need
issue.
headdresses.
And chaps. More chaps than headdresses, actually.
Yeah. Did you notice, have you guys been watching Man vs. Minecraft with
Yeah.
Paul Swartz Jr. He makes these leather pants. He calls them chaps too. That's awesome. Anyway. Got my chaps on this morning and ready for Anyway, cool. Okay, you want to move on to the next?
I swear we've done this next one about the flags and the checkpoints.
Robert J wants to be able to stick flags in the grounds to create checkpoints. So if you die, you could pick to quit, respawn, or checkpoint. I actually kind of like the idea of something like that, but we have talked about this idea, but I think it should be harder. Like, I think there should be, like, maybe it takes, like, 15 diamonds to make a checkpoint, like a new spawn point.
Yeah, or lapis lazuli.
Yes. Maybe a mixture of gems, and I don't know. But the idea being you have to lose something very precious. Because, I mean, but it would help, if you could go back and forth between, your spawn and
different villages or areas or whatever. Yeah. I kind of honestly don't think we'll ever see anything like that. Just reading replies from Notch, he wants people to be able to travel legitimately, either on a vehicle, minecart, or just walking and kind of stuff. So I don't know. That might be a good idea for mod in the future.
Yep.
So, what is a Drake Toto?
I don't get it.
What is this? Drake. Drake is the person's name. Toto. And I say that just to confuse people. He says he wants dragon saddles. Of course, the dragons that go along with them as well would be good. And to be able to destroy dragons to get eggs that you could hatch. You could hatch them into half cow, half creeper creatures with wings.
I'm actually kind of thinking he means dragons.
Oh, okay, dragons. That's cool too. Right, another rideable flying mount.
Yeah, and maybe lots of different creatures could be in eggs, and then we could I'll hold the eggs and throw them out in front of us like Pokemon balls and have battles between our thing. No, that's a stupid idea.
And Bone Meal can just instantly grow them into full size. Now he's a 240-year-old dragon.
Okay, so Caleb wants blocks to be conductive, so you could use iron blocks and gold blocks to pass redstone signal through.
I think it should be a different form. I think we should magnetism. I think it should be different than redstone.
I think electricity should travel through through people, as it does in real life. If you chain up enough people, the power goes through the people and it comes out the other side. Maybe you take a little damage.
Have you had this happen to you a few times? It might explain.
No, I haven't.
So Darth 118 Vader wants walkie-talkies. Additionally, he thinks that Wes is awesome, and he wants walkie-talkies in the game.
Nice.
I was like, I don't see that. Oh, there it is.
I do think some way of communication needs to be improved.
Yeah.
You should be able to talk amongst your friends or within the people in your immediate vicinity.
Yeah, vicinity or private, I guess.
Yeah.
I like the vicinity better because then it makes you go, hey, Wes, I want to tell you something. Come over here.
Yeah.
And then we are forced to have our, step into my office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Ooh, offices. It's a good one.
Yeah.
So you can communicate like that. Only people in your office can hear you.
I think he was talking about the toilet.
But if you're in a cubicle, everybody can hear you.
You go into the bathroom,
out there.
Toilet. Here, Wes, come with me to the bathroom.
And you'll have to do TPS reports. And so, let's see here. Syed LCA wants spoiled milk. Wants spoiled milk, which could be used to repel monsters. Also could make yogurt from it. And he thinks Brent is awesome.
That is not in there.
Really cool.
It's not in there.
No one knows that. Why do you gotta...
I'm here because I'm speaking truth.
He's the truth speaker.
I see, but I go through here and I remove all those that say Brent is awesome.
Right.
So yeah,
spoiled milk. I don't think there's enough to really justify spoiled milk. I understand yogurt's made from it, but it's like it repels monsters. Okay.
Would you just have milk that just after the date on the bucket was passed that it spoiled?
How would you see
chunky?
the date? Yeah, it's
Maybe
like
it turns yellow.
Oh, there you go. Something real simple, right?
Well, then you might get confused with the pee.
The pee bucket.
All
pee
right,
bucket.
yeah, you don't want to get confused.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to go for something that repels monsters, I mean, pee bucket.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
true.
Yeah.
Flaming pee buckets. If that. Yeah. So yeah.
So, iWalrus wants plastic. He's thinking if you put slime into a furnace, it can make plastic. Also, blobs need to be more frequent. So, what would you do with plastic?
Well, it would make the blocks lighter, Wes, because what plastic does.
Make stuff like more bendy. No, I don't know. That's
Maybe you
weird.
could make a canteen. But I mean, you got a bucket.
I mean, you could melt plastic, right? If you caught a plastic block on fire.
Yeah.
I almost think until like weight's an issue in the game that what else does plastic really do for us?
Right.
It doesn't do anything.
I'm all for new stuff, but
Maybe you could have plastic armor that you could see through, like it's clear. That way you could see your skin. I don't know. Moving on.
Anybody no one in the chat room has any ideas. All I can see is Patriox says brain damaged creepers.
From smelling the plastics.
Maybe
maybe he's talking about plastique.
Now you're talking.
It's like TNT or dynamite, but it's plastique. It's like C4 or whatever.
New ways of griefing.
Yeah, we all want that. No.
Plastic and lasers.
So both your ideas, plastic and plastique. No, I'm just kidding. I'm never written into those guys again. No one said a bad word there. Anyway, iWalrus, no. Darian, password panel. Easier way to make vault doors in secure areas.
Locking things.
That's pretty cool, except for the whole I will dig the blocks out next to the door thing.
Yeah, digging around it. Or Shawshank, digging under it and tunneling.
In the poop tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Digging through the old poop tube.
That's always like the it comes down to that. It's like, I made this awesome house and I put iron doors so people can't, just open the door whenever they want. I'm like, you mean unless they have a pickaxe? Like, that's your skeleton key right there is a pickaxe.
Yeah.
Right?
It's for real polite people that,
Follow
come to your
rules.
door and they're like, oh, it's locked. I'm going to walk the other way.
Now, this would be good if on a server with Cuboid, if something was, if your LAN was protected and you had some way of creating a, password protected door.
Right.
But I mean, that's what all that redstone work is for. If you want it, work for it.
Or your house is made out of adminium. But, that's like hacks. How are you going to do that, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants a permanent house anyway.
Well, and some guy would come down and put iron doors all around the spawn, right? Just a big wall of iron doors.
Oh, I know. It'd be annoying as crap.
And you'd be like, I can't get out of here.
Yeah.
Bo, 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 bo.
But I like the pass where you just hit a couple buttons. I don't know. It'd be fun if you could work out the rest of it. But here's one from Paul. Events. Holiday events. Like in WoW and like in other MMOs and stuff.
I like specialty stuff that you could craft that's only available during certain times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like Christmas lights. I wouldn't mind jack-o'-lanterns only being, during certain times of the year.
Yeah. It was weird to see that continue. I, for some reason, just thought it would disappear and go away after, the holiday, but...
Yeah. Well, and wouldn't that be awesome, though, is if they only showed up in October? Yeah. And the only time you could get pumpkins is in October. So everybody's out hunting, looking for pumpkins, and they storm and stash them, because that's...
Oh, yeah, you could keep them, right? Yeah, that'd be good. But they only spawn during
that's good.
A month,
And the creepers would come to your house and take your pumpkin and smash it on your doorstep.
Jerks!
Like, that's the...
Or a creeper
they would
puts
take
a
all
pumpkin...
the candy.
Or what if,
all of it.
A creeper puts like a pumpkin head on? That would be creepy. That would be so scary.
You'd see that little,
Or like,
yeah, he's like...
Can you imagine if it was coded so like you're in your house just doing whatever, but it's Halloween and you kind of look out and out the window is a creeper with like a Jason mask on.
Oh my God.
And then it just like pops away and you're like, what the... would you go out after it or would you like cry? I think I might sit down and cry.
I might just like... knee-jerk Alt F4 and just close the game or something at that point. Wow.
Oh, Herobrine mask will be the mask of all occasions next Halloween.
Next, Bess, not bees.
Not Bess either.
Oh, what is it?
Pronounced Bess.
Bees? Bess?
B-E-S.
Bees? Maybe bees?
Bees?
Not Bess or bees. Bees? Like Reese?
Bees. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Bees?
Bees.
He wants hats, like in TF2.
Hats.
Granted, you have a pumpkin hat.
I'm all for hats. I'm all for any kind of vanity item that just makes the game fun.
Yeah.
I definitely like that.
I do think that there needs to be some more vanity stuff that you can do, to your character to give you some more, mo beta.
Yeah.
And it would be cool if it was built into the same avatar scheme where when you make your avatar, you can go ahead and design the hat you want. And if you find this hat in game, when you put it on, now it looks like whatever design you had designed on your avatar.
Yeah.
But until you find it, you just don't have it.
And the real gentlemen have like 5 hats on. They have a hat on top of a hat on top of a hat, and you're like trying to balance. Whoa, leave a trail of hats when you're walking.
And we got one here from Izzy Von Schmizzy, who wants atmospheric blocks. So you could generate fog in a 50 by 50 area with the block, or darkness, rain, storm, snow, etc., on and on.
Atmospheric block. Okay, so you build the blocks.
You build weather generators.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, I don't think this should be built. I love the idea of maybe an admin being able to put it there, or it happening naturally. So you do have fog show up in an area because of weather or whatever, or in the snowy biomes, there's a block that produces the snow or something. But I don't think you should be able to just walk around and be like, I'm God, look, snow.
Yeah, that's a little cheesy. But like the dry ice, kind of like like it's a haunted forest, right? It's got werewolves in it, maybe like a cemetery, and it's not just fog; it's like dry ice fog, so it's all close to the ground.
I like where you're going with this.
I don't know, but that's kind of cool.
And maybe you could have like those haunted trees with the faces on them.
Oh, and every now and then they move, like yeah.
I'm going to say something here very controversial.
Okay.
Before I say this, I'm going to put a big line under that one and say we need to move on to listener contributions.
Oh, because it is...
Okay.
It's 3:40.
Yeah. We need to end in 10
We're going to
minutes.
go longer than we said previously to try to get in as many as we can, basically until someone starts knocking on the door. We'll try to get as far as we can. But we need to play you something here sent in by a listener who contributed this.
And it's amazing.
Jesus! This is amazing.
Awesome. I'm going to fist bump the chat room.
Did you...
Wolf, my contributions.
In a world composed entirely of three-dimensional blocks, one podcast seeks the truth, but they are not alone. These are the listener contributions.
Oh, sorry.
That was so epic.
That was sent in by Astrogali, Mark Cooper.
Yay!
Nice job.
He says, how's my American accent?
It was definitely British.
Yeah, he's British. But I was like, I didn't know he was British, but that sounded pretty legit to me and very, very powerful.
We should have known by the Cooper, right? The Mini Cooper.
The Mini Cooper? Yeah.
Anyway.
That was awesome. All right. So thank you, Mark Cooper, and we'll get this sucker started.
Did we want to talk about Minecraft Short and Sweet?
Minecraft Short and Sweet. What does that mean?
By Bob Mills?
Yeah, something didn't get moved down here that was supposed to get moved
down.
Oh,
yes. Let's mention that real quick. Bob Mills created an orientation film. This is like, I consider it to be kind of a definitive guide.
Bam, you heard it here first.
Yeah, to Minecraft. It explains in detail exactly what you can do in game and how to start it. It's not just a tutorial, it is a guide with he goes as far as to create graphics and show you how to click your things, left click, right click. I mean, very detailed stuff. And I see this being very popular with anybody. Even if you already know how to play the game, just check it out. He's got some good stuff. Also, real quick, Minecraft Predator. Awesome video. It is in-game Predator action. It's, machinima. It's very well done. We'll link to that. Very cool stuff. And then we have some emails. Some long ones. We're going to read these. We're going to make Wes read them.
Sure.
What do you think, Brett?
Kenny M. You want to read it?
Are you?
Yeah. Kenny M says he's actually learned one or two things. Never mind. I don't want to read this. I just realized there's actually no question or anything in this whole thing.
Yep.
So
he wants to win a Minecraft code from us, and he enjoys the show, and he likes Minecraft Chick. He thinks Minecraft Chick is great.
Good job.
And he's a listener and a fan, and he wants an alpha code. So if anybody has an alpha code, Kenny M wants it. Give it to him.
Oh, he says he's never actually played the game, but he's been listening since episode 1.
Wow.
And he's learned a lot.
That is totally awesome. And
I don't know if he still has the game. This might be an old email, but he listens and he doesn't play. So that's pretty wild.
Yep.
And Skank Shank 666 says, in what order?
Say Skank.
Sorry.
Shank
666 Shank says, though you might consider changing your name because I think I just came up on something awesome for you. Anyway, in what order do you guys read the emails? I was just wondering so that I know whether you skipped my email or just haven't gotten to it yet. And I feel bad because we read his second email apparently before his first email. It kind of depends. We go each week and we pull everything in that we can into the doc. And we try to read it in order that we get it. But some are so good that we put them up front. And some are so not good, we put them at back.
At back.
And at back, it kind of means, we probably won't ever get to it because there's going to be so much that gets put in front of it. But that's kind of, we try to do it time-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's relevant. I like putting emails up front if it's relevant to the newest patch or something. If it's about music notes on that week.
So what you guys are saying is that Shank666 Shank's email was either totally irrelevant or so bad it deserved to be postponed indefinitely?
Well, except for this one. This was an awesome email.
Yeah. And by the way, can you scratch my at back, Brent? It's just my at back.
What?
So Griffin says, hey guys, I just got Minecraft and I wanted to set up a server for my friends and I to play on. I downloaded Minecraft server.exe and did the port forwarding and stuff. Anyways, how can I make it so when I shut off the server and boot it up again, everything is saved? That's a really excellent question. And I'm sure someone out there knows the answer to it.
I believe it's just like save all. There's a command to do it. Just search for it. But I didn't realize that it didn't.
/help?
Yeah, try /help. I'll give you some commands. Check I haven't ran my server on my computer in a while, so I don't remember if there was just a save on there. I would check on there. Otherwise, I would just check where you got all this. I don't know.
Probably it's one of these things where it's an in-game command.
Yeah. I don't really know anything about.
Or there might be a command line for starting it up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you do it on your home computer, it's just a file that like a Windows file. You just double click and it pops up like an admin screen where you see people logging in and you can right click them and stuff like that. But you should still have commands that you can do. On the wiki has some tutorials. Did you say you already read there?
Maybe your save game is being saved someplace other than where the program is looking for it.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the other thing. I would check to see where Minecraft looks for the save file when it loads it.
You might want to look in the toilet too, just in case. Anyway, so let's move on to the next. We have a call here, and hopefully it'll play.
Hello, this Shaft. This is Universe42 here. My question for you guys is, if the TF2 classes were each a block in Minecraft, which block would each of them be?
Which block question?
Oh,
awesome.
no.
I've been waiting for this question. Let me get out my file. I wrote all this down. So, the obsidian block would be the heavy.
Okay.
Good answer.
Y'all go with that?
Yeah.
The sand block would be the scout.
Because it's light. Yeah, I like
nice
it.
and light. The
NG would be like redstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. The diamonds would be a sniper.
Yeah. The nether sand, the sinking stuff, that would be the spy.
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing
good.
there.
Yeah.
Pretty good. The medic is a poop block.
Or the cake.
Nice.
The medic is the cake.
The demo man is TNT.
But as we know, the cake
perfect. Yeah, I like that one.
is a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The soldier is a
bow and arrow.
No, that's not a block.
Bounce block. If there was a bounce block.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rocket jump. No, that sucks. I don't know.
I don't know. What would he be?
Just a dirt block.
Gravel.
It's kind of a clod.
Just
gravel,
a dirt
right?
block.
Yeah, there you go. Gravel. I like gravel.
He's just a gravel block.
And then, is there anybody we forgot? The pyro would be netherrack.
Or lava.
Lava, yeah. Lava.
Did we hit all of them?
Probably. If we
Or
didn't,
probably not, really.
Yeah.
There's those 2 new classes they put in recently.
Oh, yeah. The chief and the
chief.
chef.
The chief would definitely be a stupid idea. I mean, that's not a block, isn't it? Sorry.
He's the feather. He's just a feather.
So Brad Stuffer, like that name. Like, is he stuffing Brad or
Brad? Brad Stuffer.
Hello, my friends from the shaft. I had a dream the other night about a block which looks the same as coal, iron, gold, and diamond, except the ore inside the stone is purple in color. What do you think this block could be? It was so bright. It was so vivid.
So intense.
I think it was Brad. I think that was a Brad block.
Really?
You stuffed
Brad
it.
block. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's geodes. You know geodes that volcanoes make? Where it's a rock and you crack it open, it's got all the crystallized
It's
stuff.
purple and color. Maybe he had a premonition of lapis lazuli. This might be an older email before that was out. I think he's onto something. Maybe he can tell the future. Well, Brad Stuffer, write back in and let us know your new dreams. Maybe they'll come true.
And you got to let us know more about your name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's a cool little factoid from Joel Fargus. Fargus. Says, hey guys, did you know that one of Minecraft's musics, Calm 4, is completely different from all the others because it's a techno-ish theme. Not only that, in the middle of the song, it says Mojang specifications. Thought I'd tell you about this. I don't think I've ever checked that out. I know Calm 3. Calm 3 is a cool one. That's the classic piano one that comes in. But I'll need to go check out Calm 4. I've never heard it in game, but it's probably just an OGG file you can go and look for.
I just can't get enough of the music like when I'm in the game, so I finally went and just downloaded all the music and just have them playing when I play now.
Oh, nice.
So just back to back.
Just looping. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea. A little C4.
Maybe they should have some action music whenever you get into a fight.
I like that, like Final Fantasy or something, you know, or aggro happens and music starts going to town. I love that. Yeah.
Except it kind of would mess up. I think it needs to be like when you draw your sword,
or else it would alert you of creepers.
Yeah,
and that's not
with
good.
a pencil.
Pencil,
or with when you draw your sword. Draw it.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
So now we have an original Minecraft song,
and it's intense.
It is intense.
This is from Mark. He says, "I live in Margaret River, Western Australia, and have been enjoying your podcast these last few months." And he's just sending you a link to his Minecraft song, and his recommendation is, oh no, this is Marcus, not Mark. I'm sorry, I screwed that up. So you're gonna play the song?
Yeah, we'll put it at the end. Definitely.
Okay.
Check it out. It is really cool. It's intense, like we said. Very well done.
So
and check and listen to what he's saying. It's good. I like the lyrics.
And then the real Mark,
Yes.
that you were talking about, says, if your cart loses momentum, or if you don't have any boosters on your track yet, get out of the cart, push it a little way if it's not moving, and jump back in. Then look down and quickly double right click. The effect is rather like using a scooter.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
That's pretty cool.
This is like double jumping. It's a
So
skill
get
you
out
got
and
to
push
learn.
it. I know that if you destroy a cart, then you'll fall through the ground that it's sitting on.
Really?
Seen that
No.
that happens a lot. If that's actually how you make hidden rooms, secret rooms, is you'll fall through the floor that the minecart is sitting on, and you'll clip through the walls.
No way.
Yeah, and you
So
can,
I can use this in my secret adminium room?
yeah, you'll actually go through the well, you know, I haven't tested adminium, but I don't.
But then
see why it would
anybody
be
can get in. That's how you can get in an adminium
sport.
room.
if they knew the secret.
But what I'm going to do
We
is
just
make...
told everybody the secret.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to make...
But there's 1.2 million people out there that.
But see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big adminium chamber with a smaller one right inside. So if you do it wrong, you'll be stuck in the adminium block. There'll be one block that you can do it in.
Okay.
Right? Like, what
Yeah.
happens if there's a block under the block that you just did that?
You'll land on the block.
But what
So
if
you'll
there's
need
no
to do it
space in
twice.
between?
If there's no space, I don't know what happens.
Because you'll basically land in a block, right?
Maybe. And then you probably just die. I guess. I don't know.
Well, serves them right for trying to hack their way through my hacked adminium chamber.
They just want to get into your chamber so bad.
There's nothing there, folks. Not even me.
Chambers.
And so, yeah.
The next thing here is just someone sending us a video, which is pretty cool. It's an epic skeleton battle. It is 3 skeletons rotating in a circle, shooting each other, and it's pretty humorous. I like it.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think it's cool. They won't
think
give
it's
up. It's
cool.
like they're just determined to kill each other. But it looks like they're playing a game because they're in a circle rotating. They're like, okay, it's my turn. Whoopsh, whoopsh.
I think I could have been satisfied with a screenshot, though.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, you know.
Well, you get
go
the gist
watch
of
it
it.
because
You get the gist after a few seconds.
yeah,
and-
like watch 30 seconds. It's not like all of a sudden one of them whips out a switchblade and cuts the other one. They
you mean like
continue.
you mean like a shank?
Yeah, I mean,
he's a skank shank.
wouldn't that be awesome if like all suddenly he's like, "I'm gonna cut you, man," and like pulls out a knife?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
cut you, man.
There's so much you can do with this game.
Because these are Jamaican skeletons.
That's right. That's right.
How cool would that be, right? If the
I'm
skeletons
going to shoot
were,
you, man.
like, you know, you got some skeletons over here just smoking out because they're Jamaican skeletons, and all Jamaicans we know smoke out.
Yeah.
The skeleton.
I can say this because they don't play Minecraft. Ha ha ha. And then over here you got the skeletons. They're I don't know. They're American, so they're building nukes and blowing up the world or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Most importantly,
Anyway,
the
I think-
skeleton ran out of shampoo in the shower.
The skeleton
Shampoo.
ran out of shampoo in the shower.
Anyway, so Petri, Petri,
AKA one Insane 89.
Insano, Captain Insano. Okay. I love the show, but I have a small problem with the timing of the show. The time's currently being aired is midnight on Sunday night, which, me being a zombie at work on Monday, I live in Finland. This means that Notch is encountering the same problem too, since he lives in Sweden. I would 5 minutes later really appreciate if you could change the live stream to Saturday. Please, puppy eyes. Just for you. We'll do it today.
We're doing it right now.
Where are you? Are you in the chat room?
Yeah.
Insane.
Are you here, Insane 89?
You in here?
Yeah.
Where are you? One.
He is. He's in the
Insane.
chat room.
Hey, all right.
What's up?
How's it going?
What's up?
Is he really? I don't see him.
Yeah, Insane 89.
Really?
He didn't use the 1. He used the I. Because he's
Oh, there he is.
insane.
Okay, cool.
And when you're that insane, you only need 2 numbers, not 3.
Very cool. I'm confused.
I do that to people. But how about you pay me $1 and go on with the next?
Speaking of dollars, Block Dollar says, I'd like to have the game to have a 3-strike rule for griefers that would ban the account from all multiplayer servers flagged for it, similar to VAC secured servers.
You
problem
should be a friend
is-
of ours.
The problem is griefing is purely subjective.
Yeah.
So let's say I logged onto a server that I thought was really cool, and somebody said I was griefing and I wasn't. And then I logged on to another server and so basically I could get myself banned subjectively from every server just because somebody didn't like me.
Or I mean, just for this example, some guy listens to the show and I make fun of their name in this segment, and they say screw him. I'm gonna start my server just so I can ban him, and now he can never play on any of these servers that use this.
Yeah.
And now, you know, maybe it's needed because I'm a jerk, but I'm not a griefer in game.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like where you're going with that. Contact M Sleeper and y'all can work something out, I'm pretty sure.
M Sleeper.
But until then, Devin has an idea that if you only had a question, I guess. If you only had 4 diamonds, what would you use them for?
Boots!
Oh, really? You'd go armor?
I'd boots.
I'd go 3 for an axe, 1 for a shovel.
Axe?
Pickaxe.
Okay.
Yeah, I said axe. Yeah, one for shovel.
Oh, you're right. I should probably,
3 for... I mean, I would go tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, I guess it depends. I mean, if people are handing out axes left and right. If I'm not building, if it's straight up PvP or something, yeah, I'd go armor.
Boots!
Yeah.
4 shovels, baby.
4 shovels?
4 shovels. Bam!
You just throw them in some lava and watch them burn.
Yeah. Go through a portal.
Yeah.
Get killed. Leave them in the other part of the world.
Yeah.
But see, you know, if you got... What would you get? You got a shovel and an axe?
Then you have the tools to go find more diamonds.
See, I don't think that's fair.
Why?
Well, I'll just go to someone's chest and steal the freaking diamonds then. Wait, no, I won't. That's it. No, but I think this is you get 4 diamonds and that's it. That's the last 4 diamonds on this server.
Ever?
Yes.
I'd probably still make tools.
Well, yeah, but see, if you had 4 shovels, think how much more you could dig. It's twice as much.
Yeah.
No, it's only, you know, 2 things. You know, dirt and sand.
True.
I guess if you hit some gravel out there.
So Jack says, I am starting my own server, and I was wondering, when you manually spawned the mobs, what command did you use? Now, in the old days, we used spawn.
Spawn mob.
Okay.
All
cool.
right.
Yeah, and it's part of like HMod or something, so you can't do it on a non-modded server.
If you're on you can't do it on a generic.
Yeah, like we can't do it today.
Really?
On our server.
Okay.
I don't think. I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure that's a command.
Okay.
Isn't that intelligent? I'm pretty sure that's a command.
Yeah.
Just not on our server. We got the non-mob spawn server. It's really cool. You should try it. Speaking of
trying things. Fanfic.
Yeah.
Fanfic.
From Astraggly.
Boots!
Boots!
This is from a guy who sends in a lot of stuff. Astraggly.
Astraggly.
This is the meeting mine. It's fanfic, and we're going to link to that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool little story. The ending is awesome.
The ending is diamonds. 4 of them.
Yeah. And I guess lastly here, Fallen Flames wants the notes from In Search of Diamonds to recreate with note blocks.
That'd be a G.
G, okay, yeah.
And then what? A C?
Yeah, sounds good.
Is that about it?
Sounds good.
Dun, dun, dun. Come on, sing.
Woke up this morning on the beach. Started walking, it's my regular routine. Something like that.
I was on the search for some diamonds.
Is this working?
Let me tell you just what I seen.
what I think about you.
Okay.
So there,
you'll have to come to the Dead Workers Party to hear the live version of that we will do live for you. We promise.
Yeah, I'll bust out the accordion. We'll have a polka style version of it too.
And once again,
props. We're gonna have props too.
Props, pixelated axes, pickaxes.
Once again, I would like to thank our sponsor, who gives us these servers that you play Minecraft on in the Shaftlands. That is servercraft.co. So go buy a server from them. They have a really good back end that you can save files real easily, and we'll do a lot more info on them.
I think they have a relatively clean criminal record as well.
Which is great.
But they've done. They're going to be putting in stuff to support Bucket, so you'll be able to upload plugins and stuff. You can go to their website at servercraft.co. And their prices are reasonable, if not some of the best I've seen on the web so far.
Very nice.
And I think so far on the server, what do y'all think? I saw 30 people on last night with 0 lag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's by far
We've been running into some periods where something will go wrong, but I'm not.
And they sent me an email today about that it was something they tried to do to help out stuff on the server, and as soon as they saw that it was not doing well, that they pulled it. So they apologized for that immediately.
Do we want to do these shout outs?
Sure.
We got a shout out to Brett Mack, but that's with a 13 instead of a B, for helping build the second landing for the Compound 2.
Cool.
Yes. Thank you, Brett Mack.
Thank you. Also to Minecraft Chick, had her 50th episode this week.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
Pretty cool. She's probably on like 53 or 54 right now, but chugging right along with that. Also, Angel Shade for making cool Shaftland comics.
Yeah, go to shaftlands.blogspot.com and you can see them every week. We put a new one out Monday.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And we've got people knocking on the door ready to record some stuff outside, so we are going to have to get out of here.
Yep.
So, as always,
housekeeping! Oh, it's not housekeeping. It's people who want to film stuff.
I love it. She just gets more angry every week.
I know.
Well, awesome.
She's vicious.
I like her. I'll have to hang out with her more often or something. Well, cool. That was our listener contribution episode, and we'll probably have another one of those. We're going to get some more guests up here soon on the following episodes, but that'll do it.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Woo! Yay! Woo! Yay! See ya.
You just got done listening to the Shaft Podcast.
Are we showing off our Alabama side?
Listener contributions. Listener contributions. Listener contributions. Listener contributions. That was the show for you.
Congratulations, you made it through The Shaft alive. See show notes and leave comments for this episode at theshaft.deadworkers.com. Send questions, comments, and audio to theshaft@deadworkers.com or leave us a voicemail at 256-812-1010.
Hey guys, this is Darker Eye, and I just wanted to remind you of a little something because a very important date is coming up.
If we make it to my milestone, if we make it past 20 episodes, I'll sing a song. I'll sing a Minecraft song.
Okay. And if we get to 1,000, I will give each of you $500.
Sweet.
Wow, can't wait.
Down 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 down
All right, let's see. Nice.
Dead Workers Party Network. Next to the breast, the shaft's the best.